Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make peanut butter crunch brownies. You've got brownie on the bottom, peanut butter in the middle, and a crunchy chocolate topping. These brownies are so good. To start, you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and line a 8 by 8 or 9 by 9 square pan with parchment paper. And to do that a little bit easier, I fold mine so that the edges are square first, so I can line a little bit better. I've sprayed my pan with a little non-stick cooking spray so the parchment paper will stick. Then I can kind of fold this out and create a little square lining a little bit easier since I pre-folded. You'll be able to just kind of fold out at the corners so you have a nice little lining. Now, of course, you don't have to use parchment paper, you can just use the pan, but the parchment paper makes it a ton easier to pull those brownies out when they're done. Next, you'll need 3 ounces of unsweetened baking chocolate, and you'll want to give that a rough chop to make it easier to melt. Then we'll transfer all of that baking chocolate to a mixing bowl. Then you'll also need 5 tablespoons of butter. Then we're gonna melt this in the microwave in 30-second increments until it's melty and smooth, which will be about a minute to a minute and a half. Make sure you stir in between until everything is melty and smooth. Then pour in 1 cup of sugar and use a hand mixer or a whisk to beat this together. Then we'll add in 2 large eggs and about 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then we'll mix this in until just combined. Once that's just mixed in, you'll pour in 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And mix this in just until those white specks disappear. In fact, I like to stop as it gets close and switch to a rubber spatula so I can scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl and get everything mixed in. And then pour this into our prepared 8 by 8 or 9 by 9 pan. And then just spread it out so the batter reaches into all the corners. Then bake in a 350 degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Once the brownies are done, let them cool on a wire rack. Now, once they're cooled, we're gonna spread on a cup of creamy peanut butter. I suppose you could also use chunky. Make sure you spread all the way to the edges and corners so you get a nice even layer. Then pop your brownies into the freezer for a few minutes while you make the chocolate crunch topping. For that, you'll need 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips, add in a tablespoon of butter, and then melt this in the microwave. For chocolate chips, I do 30 seconds to start and then work in 15-second increments until it's all melted and smooth. Then we'll fold in 1 cup of crispy rice cereal. Of course, the name brand on that is Rice Krispies. Then pull your brownies out of the freezer and spread on this crispy chocolate topping. If you want an extra crunchy topping, you can use up to 1.5 cups of the Rice Krispie cereal. Then you'll refrigerate these for about 30 minutes until set. Once the chocolate is set on top, it should be pretty easy to remove these from the pan. Then slice and serve. You are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. We'll see you later.